The theoretical capacity of a process is what we calculate it should be able to do when trying to do as much as possible. But in reality, even when it is working really hard and has enough work to stay busy, we find it can't actually do it, and its actual or practical capacity is much less. Why? Let's consider a taxi driver as an example. This is a productive asset whose productive output is the number of miles it drives paying customers. We calculate that a taxi driver and his taxi have the theoretical capacity to sell, to output 300 paid miles of journeys per day. If he were to drive it 30 miles per hour for his 10-hour shift, we could fairly calculate his theoretical capacity at 300 miles per day. The car can easily do this, and it's quite reasonable within the bounds of the law. But in reality, on a full day of work, working flat out, never waiting for the next job, our taxi driver only sells 150 miles of taxi journeys per day. That's his actual capacity, half of his theoretical capacity. Some days are quiet and he sells even less. 150 is when he's maxed out, busy all day. Now, I'm sure you can think of several reasons already why there are differences, and his actual capacity is much less than his theoretical capacity. Let's think through some of those differences. For a start, our taxi driver has to drive to pick up the clients, setups. Sometimes he has to drive around a little, looking for them, set up variations. Sometimes he can only drive at 20 miles an hour, restrictions, speed loss. Sometimes he makes a wrong turn and he can't bill for that mile, errors and mistakes. Sometimes there's traffic, variability, and sometimes he has to go and get more fuel or use the toilet, types of planned maintenance. So yes, our taxi driver does have a theoretical capacity to sell 300 miles of taxi journeys per day, but given the current conditions and methods, his actual capacity is only 150. Now there will be some days where he does more and others less. Sometimes things will work out in his favour. Maybe he gets lucky and gets a few really big jobs minimising pickup times, or no problems happen at all. But reality is reality, and here his average is 150. If our taxi driver wants to sell more miles, he needs to work on reducing these differences and causes of lost time.